I picked up the phone. My son had just gone to his friend's house to play, and I saw that it was my ex. So picked up the phone, and he said, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. Very open, waiting. And he said, I've lied to you. I cheated. Now, he's a professional athlete. So the natural first thing that popped in my head was, wow, he cheated? He takes those ethics really seriously. This is a big deal. Like, that's how I've made other videos, and I'll link it below, of a victim mentality I had. That is how much willful ignorance I had. That was my reaction to that statement. Wow. He takes cheating really seriously. This is a big deal. And so as my mind is going through, like, which race? Like, how did that happen? Like, he says, I have been living with someone for some time. And then finally, the rose-colored glasses that I had blinded myself with blew apart. Welcome to Body of Truth. I'm Rebecca Windsor. Body of Truth was born after years of suppressing my inner voice and allowing my intuition to have any voice. My marriage blew apart with a phone call. My son was leaving for college, and my life was left in a complete shambles. And so I knew in order to move forward, I needed to change fundamentally everything about my life. In order to do that, I did 3 things. I got quiet and allowed the voice of my intuition to speak. I got really clear about what I wanted. And the third thing was to decide what I wanted and to anchor it and to make it my new reality. I needed to bring it up and through my physical body, through physical repetition, to make it a muscle memory, so my new physical reality literally changed. And everything about my life changed. What I hope to do here is to provoke you into possibly listening to your own intuition, or you start a self-inquiry. So after that phone call and all the ensuing fallout, of both the logistics of separating our lives and getting my son off to school and, all of those things, I was left with a really deep sense of failure. Because wife was something, that is what I call myself first. Maybe even before it was like wife and mother. Like mother was second. Wife was first. I have a tattooed wedding ring that I'm working on getting removed. I thought that I would be married forever. So the sense of that failure was palpable. What I want to offer you today is the greatest challenges and the things that present you with your greatest sense of failure are absolutely not that. They are violent upheavals, yes. They are the most painful Band-Aid ripping off, absolutely. But they are gifts. They are gifts to recenter. They are gifts to reclaim yourself. They are gifts to wake up. They are gifts to become aware. Think of the most tumultuous time in your life. Something where you were really suffering. Think about, close your eyes. First of all, where do you feel that in your body? What kind of physical reaction do you have to thinking about that traumatic event? Now, what did it teach you? I'm sure there were some negative lessons too, but I hope that those negative lessons are, here's what I don't want for sure. And here's what I do want for sure. And here's what I'm going to make sure never fucking happens again. For sure. So today has 2 parts. the identification of a trauma, seeing how that comes up in your body for yourself, and then reviewing that trauma for its gifts and its scars, because both are extremely useful. You draw on them again and again, and I continue to as well. Here was the beautiful part of my marriage that I want to manifest in my new relationship. Here's what I will never tolerate again. Here is my own behavior that I exhibited in this relationship. Here's the behavior that I am going to change from the ground up. And that means taking responsibility for your part that's really hard to look at. And the motivation behind those decisions that you made or persona that you took on. It's not an easy task, what I ask you. You're gonna have to visit a little bit of the shadow work. But it is a glorious path, because where it leads is completely up to you, which is scary. It is totally both your choice and your responsibility. Many don't want to make that responsibility. Look around in the world. Some people are very happy to have their responsibilities lifted from their own shoulders and allow others to determine what is right for them. Only you know what's right for you, if you listen deep enough. And especially if you feel in alignment from your head to your toes inside your body and your heart, that's right for you. Take a moment today. Be a little kind to yourself as you look at this trauma. Give yourself some grace and give yourself some space from it. You don't need to sit in the wound to revisit the wound. Make sure that you visit it from a safe distance. I'm not looking to have you reignite trauma, because you know that trauma lives in your body. And until you're able to shift the energy of the original trauma, your physical body will reenact the trauma. It will put you physically right back to that moment. So give yourself a strong chasm where you are only observing. You've got a safe distance so you can extract some gold from what you called your failure. I hope this was helpful. If you found it helpful, please subscribe or share this video with someone that you think could benefit. You can click the link down below. I am in the final stages of putting something really fantastic together to share with you, and this way you'll get all the announcements going forward. I upload every day, and I will see you tomorrow.